This is Chris Eagles. Like, subscribe to TNW Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris Eagles, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and both of my TikToks. They'll all be down there in the description box. And I'm here to do my WWE Monday Night Raw, March 27th, 2023 reviews. So here we go, discussing about tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw. Now we kick off the show with The Miz hosting Miz TV. So he comes out, and pretty much he was talking about how this is a WrestleMania edition of Miz TV, and he'll be hosting WrestleMania for 2 nights this weekend, everything, and this is the final Raw before WrestleMania. So yeah, that's what Miz was saying. But then he introduces his special guests, the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Becky Lynch and Lita, and Trish Stratus, and they all three come out, and Miz and Becky Lynch starts talking a little bit junk to each other. Becky Lynch telling Miz that he got tiny balls, and Miz was like, no, I got massive balls and all that. And he said, you can ask my wife for proof and everything. And Becky was like, well, I guess that's a good thing that she hasn't went around a lot before she got with you. So yeah, that's what Becky Lynch said. But yeah, Becky Lynch was talking about how Damage Control and everything, how all three of them is going to beat Damage Control this weekend at WrestleMania and all that. But then they get interrupted by Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky. Damage Control, they come out, and Bayley was talking about how that, you know, her and Becky Lynch came through with each other in this business and everything, and how her and Damage Control actually looked up to Trish Stratus and Lita when they was growing up and everything. But they said now this weekend at WrestleMania, they're going to have to finish everything and beat them down. So yeah, that's what they were saying. And Becky Lynch was talking about how this rivalry has been going for too long, how she thought that this rivalry should have been over at War Games, but it wasn't. And then they had a steel cage match, and the rivalry was still never over. And then they had a women's tag team titles match, and they won the tag team titles. But then they said the rivalry was still not over, and this rivalry has to end at WrestleMania. So yeah, that's what Becky Lynch said. But then we get to the next match. It was the first match of the night. It was Becky Lynch versus Io Sky 1-on-1. Damage Control was at ringside, and same for Trish Stratus and Lita. And it was a pretty good match. It was both of them going at it and everything. The crowd was into it, chanting, this is awesome and everything. Io Sky was doing pretty damn good. She hit some nice-ass German suplexes onto Becky Lynch. During this match, we see Io Sky hitting a moonsault off the second rope onto Becky Lynch outside the ring. She throws Becky Lynch back into the ring, climbs up the top turnbuckle, jumps off with the moonsault. Becky Lynch moves, and Io Sky crashed and burned. Well, then Becky Lynch was trying to hit her with the with the lock on the disarmer onto her, but Io Sky rolls her up, but got a 2 count. Becky Lynch rolls back through, trying to pin Io Sky, but Io Sky kicked out at 2 as well. But as soon as Io Sky got back up, she gets hit with the manhandle slam by Becky Lynch, and Becky Lynch pinned her for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Becky Lynch defeated Io Sky tonight on Monday Night Raw. That's what happened. It was a pretty good match, though. If you haven't yet, go check it out. Really good match between those 2 women. For that match, I'll give it 3 stars. That's what I'll give it. Pretty good match between Io Sky and Becky Lynch. Or I'll give it 3. Yeah, I'll give it 3 stars. 3.5. That's what I'll give it. It was a pretty good match, though. Go check it out if you haven't yet. But yeah, after that, we see the Bloodline walking backstage. The Usos, Solo Sikoa, and Paul Heyman. So yeah, they're walking backstage and everything, because later on tonight, Solo Sikoa will be taking on Cody Rhodes 1-on-1. Not only that, we'll see Gunther in action later on tonight on Raw, and much more. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Monday Night Raw. See you guys later until then. So the next thing to happen on Monday Night Raw, we get to a 1-on-1 match. But before we talk about that match, there's a few things to talk about. They have nice video package with Asuka, pretty much coming up from NXT with the undefeated streak and everything, going up to the main roster, winning the SmackDown Women's Championship, the Raw Women's Championship, the Women's Tag Team Championships, just, you know, going through her career and everything. And then she was in a Rumble match and everything, got eliminated, but then winning the Elimination Chamber match to get an opportunity against Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's Championship and everything. So yeah, nice video package that they shown of Asuka. But then after that, we see a segment from earlier today with Seth Rollins about to get interviewed, but then he gets interrupted by Mustafa Ali, and Mustafa Ali was talking about how Seth Rollins needs to think positive now. Even though he got knocked out by Logan Paul twice, he always got to think positive and everything. So yeah, that's what Ali was talking about. And then Seth was like, do you remember when you proposed a match against me a few months ago? And Ali was like, no, it ain't about that. He goes like, yeah, how about this? We have a match tonight then. And that's how the match came about. So yeah, we had Seth Rollins versus Mustafa Ali 1-on-1. And it was a pretty good match. I mean, obviously it could have went better with these two guys because they're very talented and all that stuff. But it was short, and then, of course, Seth kind of got, like, dominate a little bit since he got some match against Logan Paul at WrestleMania. So that's what it was all about. But at the ending, we see Mustafa Ali pretty much upside down in the corner in the tree of woe. And Seth Rollins comes up with the curb stomp onto him, like, on his face and everything, knocking him off the top turnbuckle pretty much. And then Seth hits a second curb stomp onto Mustafa Ali and then pins him for the 3 count. So, yeah, Seth Rollins defeated Mustafa Ali tonight on Monday Night Raw. That's what happened. It was still a pretty good match. I give that match 2 stars. That's what I'll give it. But obviously, it would have been better if they had time and stuff, you know, and done some more stuff, obviously. But what can you do? And Seth Rollins grabs the mic after the match, and he starts talking about Logan Paul, how Logan Paul eliminated him in the Rumble, ruined his chance at the Elimination Chamber, and knocked him out 2 times and all that stuff. And he says if he loses to Logan Paul, he is the joke. But he said he ain't going to lose to Logan Paul because at WrestleMania, he's going to stump his head in. So, yeah, that's what Seth Rollins said. Pretty good stuff. But then after that, we see another segment from earlier today with Baron Corbin talking to Adam Pearce. Baron Corbin was talking about how he should be on WrestleMania and all that stuff. Well, they get interrupted by Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green comes up wanting to talk to Adam Pearce about being in the tag team match and everything at WrestleMania. And Adam Pearce is like, you don't got a tag team partner. And then Sonya Deville comes up complaining and everything. And Adam Pearce is like, here, I got an idea. Y'all 2 in the tag team match against Mia Yim and Candice LeRae later on tonight. Winner of that match goes to WrestleMania. So, yeah, that's the match made, and, yeah, it's official. So, yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Monday Night Raw. See you guys later until then. So, the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, we had a weigh-in segment with Omos and Brock Lesnar. So, yeah. We kick off the segment with Omos being in the ring with MVP and Adam Pearce and a referee, and they got a scale in the ring. And he's supposed to have a weigh-in with Brock Lesnar and everything. And yeah, MVP was talking about how Brock Lesnar would not beat the Nigerian giant at WrestleMania, that Omos will reign supreme because Brock Lesnar cannot German suplex this man or hit an F5 onto him at all. He said Brock Lesnar has some good goals at WrestleMania by beating the likes of Kurt Angle, The Undertaker, Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, but he has never beaten somebody like Omos. So yeah, that's what MVP said. And then Omos gets on the scale. Referee says that his weight is at 410 pounds. So yeah, Omos is 410 pounds. But then Brock Lesnar comes out, but he wastes no time. He gets in the ring and starts attacking Omos, and trying to knock Omos off his feet, but Omos was not getting down. He knocks Omos into the corner and stuff, and then Lesnar picks up the scale, trying to hit Omos with it, but he gets hit with a big boot, and then Omos grabs the scale, trying to hit him, but Lesnar quickly rolled out the ring before that happened. So yeah, that's what happened there. Pretty good segment, though, with Omos and Brock Lesnar. But yeah, I'll be talking more about their match in my predictions for WrestleMania sometime this week. So yeah, look out for that. But yep, that's what happened there. And then after that, we see Byron Saxton having an interview with Rhea Ripley after they showed a nice video package of Charlotte Flair and everything. So yeah, Rhea Ripley was talking about how she don't care that Charlotte Flair is a 14-time women's champion and all that stuff. That she got to beat Charlotte Flair this weekend at WrestleMania and become the new SmackDown Women's Champion. That's what she was saying. She says that she needs to win and she will win. So yeah, that's what happened there. But up next, we're going to be seeing that 8-man tag team match. It'll be the Street Profits teaming up with Braun Strowman and Ricochet versus Alpha Academy and the Viking Raiders up next on Raw. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing to happen on Monday Night Raw, it was a 8-man tag team match. It was Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford, the Street Profits, teaming up with Braun Strowman and Ricochet versus Chad Gable and Otis, Alpha Academy, and Eric and Ivar with Valhalla at ringside, the Viking Raiders, in an 8-man tag team match. Now, we see Maxine Dupree watch Otis during this match, and everybody was doing pretty good. We seen Otis doing pretty good, and Chad Gable and everybody. But then we get to the ending with Ricochet just taking out everyone, hitting shooting star presses and all that stuff. Just taking out everyone. Angelo Dawkins was helping out as well. But then eventually, Angelo Dawkins tags in Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman comes in, but then everybody's outside the ring, so he goes and hits that train, running around, shoulder blocking everyone. So yeah, that's what he was doing. And then he gets back into the ring. He gets kneed in the face by Eric. But then Eric was trying to fight him off and everything. But Braun Strowman had enough of him. Picks him up, hits the running power slam onto him. Tags in Ricochet. Ricochet tags in Montez Ford. Ricochet climbs up onto Braun Strowman's shoulders and jumps off his shoulders with a swanton bomb onto Eric. And then that's when Montez Ford jumps over Braun Strowman off the top turnbuckle with a frog splash onto Eric, pinning him for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Braun Strowman and Ricochet and the Street Profits defeated Alpha Academy and the Viking Raiders tonight in a 8-man tag team match. That's what happened. Pretty good match. For that match, I'll give it 3 stars. That's why I'll give it a pretty good 8-man tag team match. So yeah. But yeah, before that, actually, we see Finn Balor having a nice promo, pretty much, talking about how the Demon is returning at WrestleMania. So yeah, the Demon, Finn Balor, is returning to face Edge inside Hell in a Cell. So yeah, that's what's going to be happening. But then after that, we see Cody Rhodes getting interviewed backstage, and he was talking about how him and Solo Sikoa is undefeated. But tonight, he's going to be facing Solo Sikoa and beat him, and then he will go on to WrestleMania to face Roman Reigns and beat him for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. So yeah, that's what Cody Rhodes said. Pretty good stuff, though. So yeah, later on tonight, Cody Rhodes will be taking on Solo Sikoa one-on-one later on tonight. And still to come, later on tonight, we will see the Intercontinental Champion Gunther in action as well. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Monday Night Raw. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, it was a segment, but before we talk about that segment, we got to talk about the WWE Raw Women's Champion, Bianca Belair, where they had a nice video package of her growing up and everything, where she will be taking on Asuka this weekend at WrestleMania for the WWE Raw Women's Championship. So yeah, it was just a nice video package. They've been showing a bunch of nice video packages. Oh yeah, and one more thing I forgot to mention. They had a nice commercial or whatever, another movie commercial. I don't know what movie it was supposed to be, but it was with the Bloodline in it. All members of Roman Reigns, the Usos, Solo Sikoa, and Paul Heyman. It was just great stuff where Roman Reigns makes a joke, and then Paul Heyman was like, oh, that was a funny joke or whatever. And then Roman Reigns was like, oh, you think I'm a joke? You think I'm a tribal clown? So yeah, that's what Roman Reigns was saying, and then they all laughed it off, and then you know, Solo Sikoa being serious saying, I think you're funny, tribal chief. So yeah, just funny stuff right there. But yeah, we get to that next segment it was a segment from earlier today, actually, with the United States Champion, Austin Theory. He's in the middle of the ring, but since it was from earlier today, it was in front of no crowd. He's just in the ring with an empty arena, and it was just good stuff. Austin Theory pretty much sending a message to John Cena, talking about how John Cena was his childhood hero and all that stuff, and that John Cena don't believe in Austin Theory. But he said this Saturday at WrestleMania, he's going to make John Cena believe in Austin Theory, and he's going to make sure that nobody believes in John Cena at the grandest stage of them all. So yeah, that's what Austin Theory said. Pretty good segment though. But up next, it will be Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville versus Mia Yim and Candice LeRae in a tag team match up next on Monday Night Raw. So yeah, see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, it was a tag team match. It was Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville versus Candice LeRae and Mia Yim in a tag team match. Winner of this tag team match will be advancing to a Fatal 4-Way match at WrestleMania. Winner of that Fatal 4-Way match will be advancing to a WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match. So yeah, that's what this match is all about, and it was an okay match. We see Mia Yim and Candice LeRae hit a nice tag team move onto Chelsea Green, and Mia Yim pins her, but the pin got broken up at the count of 2 by Sonya Deville. Well, Sonya Deville takes out Candice LeRae with like a backwards DDT elbow drop type move onto her, taking her out, and then Mia Yim knocks Sonya Deville onto the ring apron. Well, we see Chelsea Green grabbing Mia Yim and try to roll her up for a pin, but Mia Yim held on to the ropes. Chelsea Green flops down to the mat. Referee's checking on her. That's when Sonya Deville comes up hitting Mia Yim in the face with the right hand, and then that's when Chelsea Green hits her finish move, the Unprettier, onto Mia Yim, pinning her for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville defeated Mia Yim and Candice LeRae tonight in a tag team match. That's what happened. So yeah, they will be advancing to the Fatal 4-Way match at WrestleMania. So yeah, for that tag team match with all 4 of them, I'll give it 1.5 stars. That's why I'll give it. Nothing really too special, but yeah, that was the tag team match. But yep, that's what happened there. And yeah, up next we're going to be seeing Damien Priest versus Rey Mysterio 1-on-1 up next on Raw. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, we'll get to a 1-on-1 match. It was Rey Mysterio versus Damien Priest. But before we talk about that match, there was a few things that happened before that match, where we see Kathy Kelly interviewing Paul Heyman backstage. And yeah, Paul Heyman was talking about Cody Rhodes, talking about how he's going to WrestleMania to face the Tribal Chief, the head of the table, the undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. But he says that Cody Rhodes has to go through Solo Sikoa tonight, and he won't even make it through Solo Sikoa tonight. But if he can make it through Solo, he got to try to beat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, and that will not happen. He got to go face-to-face with Roman this Friday on SmackDown and everything, but he says that Roman would be walking out of WrestleMania as still the undisputed WWE Universal Champion. So yeah, that's what Paul Heyman said. But then after that, we see Damien Priest and Dominic Mysterio, the Judgment Day, inside the ring. Dominic was talking about Rey Mysterio, talking about how he's more of a deadbeat now since he put his hands on his own son and everything. And he got proof. He shows the proof of Rey just hitting him on Friday Night SmackDown, which was funny. And yeah, it's just Dominic gloated Rey to hit him, and then Rey finally hits him, and he goes like, "Oh my God, you're more of a deadbeat now." So yeah, it's just funny stuff right there. But then he says that he's never said this out loud, but now he's finally saying it, that he wished that Eddie was his dad and Rey wasn't. So yeah, that's what Dominic said. But then we get to the next match. It was Rey Mysterio versus Damien Priest with Dominic Mysterio at ringside. And you know what? It was a pretty good match between those guys. It was a good one. And what was happening at the very ending, where we see Damien Priest grabbing Rey Mysterio on the top turnbuckle. Damien Priest was about to hit an avalanche sit-out chokeslam onto him, south of the heaven, onto Rey Mysterio, but Rey Mysterio fought out of that and then hits a Hurricane Rana onto Damien Priest off the top turnbuckle. He drop kicks him in the back, which knocked him onto the second rope. Rey hits the 619 onto Damien Priest. He climbs up the top turnbuckle, about to hit the frog splash, but then Dominic comes up on the apron, sweeping his feet, knocking him off the top turnbuckle, which led to disqualification. So yeah, Rey Mysterio defeated Damien Priest by disqualification. Dominic tosses him off the top turnbuckle and starts attacking Rey Mysterio, beating him down and everything. Damien Priest lifts him up, holding Rey Mysterio while Dominic's beating him down. And Dominic's about to pull his mask off up until we see Santos Escobar, Joaquin Wilde, and Cruz del Toro, Legado del Fantasma quickly running down, making the save, chasing the Judgment Day out the ring. So yeah, that's what happened there. Pretty good stuff though. For that match between Rey Mysterio and Damien Priest, I'll give it 2.5 stars as well. It was a pretty good one. So what happened backstage was when we see Johnny Gargano, Luke Gallows, and Carl Anderson looking at this list of people's names in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale this Friday on SmackDown. So yeah, they was looking at it, and they was happy that they'd seen their names. But then we see Rick Boogs, and he's happy that his name is up there, and same for Elias. But then Elias bumps into Dexter Lumis, and Dexter Lumis just staring at him. He goes like, "Oh, my fault." And then he bumps into Bronson Reed, and he goes like, "You don't want no beef or nothing." So he says, "I'll see you on Friday." And then he bumps into Bobby Lashley, and Bobby Lashley was talking about The Lock and then he says, all right, see you on Friday. So yeah, that's what happened there. And yeah, Elias got scared right there. Pretty good stuff though. But up next, we're going to be seeing the Intercontinental Champion Gunther in action up next on Raw. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing to happen on Monday Night Raw, it was a one-on-one match. But before we talk about that match, we got to talk about a segment backstage. So we seen Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn talking backstage, and they was talking about how they will be facing the Usos this weekend at WrestleMania, and they was talking about how they are going to end the Usos' longest reigning tag team championship reign in WWE history and become the new WWE, the new undisputed WWE tag team champion. So yeah, that's what Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn was talking about, how they're going to beat the Bloodline this weekend. So yeah, that's what they said. But then we get to the next match. It was the Intercontinental Champion Gunther with Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci, Imperium versus Dolph Ziggler one-on-one. So yeah, one-on-one match between Gunther and Dolph Ziggler. And you know what? It was a pretty good match. It was going back and forth and everything. But we get to the ending where we see Ziggler try to hit the zigzag onto Gunther. Gunther held onto the ropes, so Ziggler went flying. Ziggler was trying to hit like a crossbody onto him in the corner, but then he gets hit with a vicious chop in the air, and then Gunther grabs him, hitting the powerbomb onto Dolph Ziggler, but that was not enough. He lifts him back up, hitting his other finisher move onto Dolph Ziggler, the last sympathy. So yeah, that's what he hits on him, and he pins him for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Gunther defeated Dolph Ziggler tonight on Monday Night Raw. But then after the match ended, Gunther grabs a mic and he starts talking about telling Sheamus and Drew McIntyre that this is going to be the image of what they're going to be seeing at WrestleMania, of him holding the Intercontinental Championship up high. So yeah, that's what Gunther was saying. But yeah, pretty good match between Gunther and Dolph Ziggler for that match. I'll give it 2.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. But up next, it will be the main event. It will be Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa one-on-one up next on Monday Night Raw. So yeah, that match will be happening up next. It'll be the main event. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing to happen on Monday Night Raw, it was a one-on-one match. It was the main event. It was Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa with Paul Heyman at ringside in a one-on-one match. And this match was a pretty good match. It was going back and forth and everything. Solo was dominating some of this match, and same for Cody. But we get to the very ending of this match where we see Cody Rhodes hit the Cody Cutter onto Solo. He waited for Solo to get back up. He grabs him, and he hits Crossroads onto him. He pins him 1, 2. Solo puts his foot on the rope, so he got rope break from that. And then Cody Rhodes drags him in the middle of the ring. He tells Paul Heyman, he goes like, you better be watching this. He climbs up the top turnbuckle. He jumps off with the moonsault, but Solo moved out the way. And yeah, Cody Rhodes crashed and burned from that. And then Solo grabs Cody, about to hit the Samoan spike onto him up until Cody ducks it. Cody runs to the ropes, jumping off the second rope with a second Cody Cutter onto Solo Sikoa. And while both of them was down, all of a sudden, the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions, Jimmy and Jay, the Usos, come walking out. They come walking all the way down to the ringside, distracting Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes turns around. He gets hit with a super kick by Solo, and then Solo grabs him, hitting his other finisher move, spinning Solo onto Cody Rhodes. He pins him 1, 2. Cody Rhodes barely kicking out at 2. But then after that, we see Sami Zayn's theme song playing, and then Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens comes running out, and they start brawling with the Usos, going up the ramp and everything, going backstage, just going at it, brawling and everything. And then it was just Cody Rhodes and Solo Sikoa. Cody Rhodes springboard off the second rope, try to hit a disaster kick onto Solo, but Solo catches him in the air. He grabs Cody Rhodes, about to hit the Samoan spike onto Cody Rhodes, but Cody Rhodes ducks the Samoan spike, grabbing Solo, and then hits a second Crossroads onto Solo Sikoa, pinning him for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Cody Rhodes defeated Solo Sikoa tonight on Monday Night Raw, gave Solo Sikoa his first pinfall loss on the main roster. So yeah, that's what happened there. Pretty good match though. Paul Heyman was walking away up the ramp and stuff on the phone and everything. So yeah, that's what happened there. But yeah, for the main event between Cody Rhodes and Solo Sikoa, I gotta give it 3.5 stars. That's why I'll give it. It was an entertaining match. That was probably match of the night for me right there. Solo Sikoa and Cody Rhodes, that was a really good one. Another good match was Becky Lynch and Io Sky. That match was pretty good as well. But yeah, pretty good stuff. for tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw. I'll give it 7.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. It was a pretty good episode for all. So yeah, if you have yet, go check it out. But yeah, that has been my Monday Night Raw reviews. Like, subscribe to TW Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris Videos, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and both of my TikToks. So I'll be down there in the description box, and I'll see you guys later for this Wednesday's AEW Dynamite reviews, this Friday's Friday Night SmackDown reviews, and I'll see you guys later for this Saturday and Sunday's WrestleMania 39 reviews, Night 1 and Night 2, and I'll be doing my WrestleMania 39 predictions sometime this week, probably coming out Friday or something, I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then.